As we're all well aware, the fine folks over at Line 6 have recently released their firmware update for the Line 6 Helix HX Stomp family of products to the FIRMWARE 3.7. What an update it is. Today we're going to be diving deep into dialing in the new dynamic bloom reverb. It's a Line 6 original reverb. Some very cool things in here. Most of it looks really typical, but there's a couple parameters that we're going to focus on today that are going to be very useful to getting us to use this in a creative way. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So I'm working with my little Brit 2203 amp model here, the brand new to firmware 3.7, really nice amp model. We're going to come in here, go to our reverb section. We would like a stereo version of the dynamic bloom reverb. Now, I don't want this video to be too long, so we're going to skip over a lot of the controls that are part of the other dynamic reverbs. I do have other videos up for dynamic ambience, dynamic room, and so on and so forth, where you can kind of see what damping and motion rate, mix, low frequency, low gain, low cut, high cut, level controls, trails. These are all things that we've talked about in the past. We're going to focus today on our decay, on our rise time, and on our ducking features. And these are going to be the newest additions that are going to really allow us to dial in the dynamic bloom in the way that we want. So starting off here, let's just hear what it sounds like out of the gate. We hear almost like a reverb with a bit of a longer pre-delay, so the reverb doesn't come in right away, but it blooms in, or it rises in, it swells in, shall we say. Now, the really neat thing about the decay on this is it goes all the way from 0.1 seconds to infinity, and below infinity to 45 seconds. Let's do this. Bring our mix way up so we can really hear this. Let's go to 100%. So with it set at 100%, we can have some really cool effects. There's no dry signal. Something would be very, very cool with that would be to throw on like a stereo transistor tape as well. To give the reverb more to work off of. Make some real beautiful sonic soundscapes here with this. So if we decided, we can go to infinity as well, where those notes are just going to carry on. So let's keep that up there. And then what we're going to do here is look at our rise time. So basically, the short setting is going to allow that sort of bloom or swell to be quicker versus the long setting. See how it takes longer for the reverb to bloom in. And we also have a medium setting. Gives us lots of control over it. Now we can see that if we have this at a really long decay setting, such as maybe infinity, that things could get messy. Maybe I play a chord. The chords start to walk all over each other, and that's where our ducking effect is going to come in. As we raise the ducking, it's going to take care of that for us. A normal ducking delay would work in a way that while we're playing, or even a ducking reverb, while we're playing, it's going to suppress the reverb. And then when we let go of our playing or stop playing, then the reverb or the delay swells in. What this is going to do is it's going to, while we're playing, allow the reverb to work. But as that chord is decaying, maybe I want to play another chord, but I don't want this one to be so prominent. So it's going to kind of duck the previous chord and allow room for the new chord. You can hear it kind of chop down on the previous decay. So there isn't going to be such a build-up. Whereas if I had that ducking set lower, things start to kind of climb on top of one another. So you can see how useful this reverb could be. And obviously we don't have to use it to those extremes, right? We could still have these settings like we had them, but lower decay and lower mix. You have more dry level coming through. For a reverb that doesn't really walk all over our dry signal. All right, what do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, there's a lot more parameters in there, but I've covered those parameters in other videos. They're going to be very typical, similar controls to other reverbs. I wanted to deal with what was new about this reverb so we could do it in a more concise fashion. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have fun, and I hope that helps you to get more out of your dynamic bloom reverb. I think this is a really cool addition to our Helix and HX Stomp. I'm going to leave you today with a demo video for one of my new to Firmware 3.7 Line 6 Marketplace presets. I hope you enjoy that. The links will be below to them if you're so inclined you want to grab a copy of any of those. So thanks again so much for tuning in. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more 3.7 content. I hope you enjoy the music on the way out. Ciao for now.